Hey guys, this is Hugo here, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review. So for this movie review, I'm going to be reviewing a movie that came out in 2003. It's also a sequel to a movie that came out in 2002. This movie is also based on a book by J.R.R. Tolkien, and that is The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. So yeah, so the plot of The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King is basically it follows Frodo and Sam, who are basically are following Gollum, who's basically leading them to go to Mount Doom to destroy the One Ring. But however, Gollum has intentions to betray Sam and Frodo so that he could take the One Ring for himself. And yeah, so basically it's up to like Frodo and Sam to try to go to Mount Doom to destroy the One Ring. So yeah, so while the two are doing that, you have Merry and Pippin, the two hobbitses who are been reunited by Gandalf, Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli, and their other allies, or their other allies to fight against Sauron and his legions from Mordor, and it's up to them to try to save Middle Earth and to fight against Sauron, while Frodo and Sam are going to Mount Doom to destroy the One Ring. So yeah, so basically that's like the plot of The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. So what do I think of it? I thought this movie was amazing. Like this movie was absolutely phenomenal. It was so good. Everything about this film was great and amazing. And I thought the story of this film was great. The acting, um, the music in this film, the cinematography, everything about this film was great. And also, I thought the cast members did good. I thought Elijah Wood, who played Frodo in this film, he did amazing. Ian McKellen, he played Gandalf in this film, he did great. You have Sean Astin, who played Samwise Gamgee in this film, he did amazing as well. And also you have the other voice actors like you have like John Rhys Davis, Bernard Hill, Billy Boyd, Dominic Monaghan, Orlando Bloom, Hugo Weaving, Miranda Otto, and Andy Serkis, who played Smeagol Gollum in this film. He did amazing as well. And yeah, and also this film also won 11 Academy Awards, which is awesome to hear, because this movie was to me is truly amazing. And yeah, it's also my favorite film in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. If you ask me like what is my favorite film in the Lord of the Rings trilogy, it's probably The Return of the King, because this movie itself was great. And yeah, and also and also I thought and also I thought and also I thought I thought I, I thought I thought I thought I thought Peter Jackson did an amazing job adapting the Lord of the Rings trilogy itself. Like he did a great he did a great job adapting the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And I know that trilogy has been in development for such a long time before the films were released. But thanks to Peter Jackson, we finally got an adaptation of Lord of the Rings. And yeah. And also speaking of this, since this movie is based on a book, I'm going to give you guys some things that were missing in the film, like the number one thing that was missing that was changed from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. What happens in the Return of the King book, in which you have this chapter called The Scout of the Shire. Eventually, The Scout of the Shire, it was considered to be one of the most anticlimactic chapters of all time, because they felt like this chapter was unnecessary, but some people say the chapter was very important, and that was one thing it was the number one thing that was removed from the Lord of the Rings trilogy by Peter Jackson, was was to remove that chapter, because some say it was in the most important chapter in the trilogy from the books, but the film was but Peter Jackson decided not to include it because he felt like it was anticlimactic, and personally I agreed to that, because I wish it was included in the book, but I understand why it didn't, because it did not fulfill the fulfill like the reason why the Hobbits are taking the ring to Mordor and destroying it, because I felt that was like that would have been the climax of the trilogy, was for Frodo to destroy the One Ring in Mount Doom. Understand that? And also there were some scenes that happened that happens in the second book that were in Peter Jackson's Return of the King trilogy. Like you have the Shelob spider, he was in the Return of the King trilogy, and also the scene where you have where you have where you have where you have Pippin who's looking to a Palantir who was owned by Saruman, and eventually the Palantir thinks is controlled by, I think, Sauron, who thinks that Pippin has the One Ring, and eventually the two eventually that made eventually that made Gandalf to take Pippin to Gondor's capital, Minas Tirith, to warn them. So and that's what happens at the end of the Two Towers book. So yeah, but it happens in the Return of the King trilogy. So that's like an interesting fact about Peter Jackson's adaptations, is that like some scenes that happened in the Two Towers book were delayed to the Return of the King book, to Return of the King film. So yeah, and also I will rate this film an absolute 10 out of 10. It's awesome. Everything about this movie is great. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend you watch this movie. And also, and yeah, so yeah, guys, that's it for this movie review. So hope you guys enjoyed this movie review. So make sure you like the video, comment the video, share this video to all your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to see more videos from me. So yeah, guys, that's it for this movie review. So hope you guys enjoyed this movie review. So goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.